Hey guys, this is MageSight. This is going to be a Raid Shadow Legends video. So the point of this video is I'm just going to go over my account and kind of give you guys an idea of where I'm at in my account and what kind of content we're going to be making. So the first thing we're going to do, this is where I'm at. I'm at the 271 plus days. I've already got about a month into this and a half, so I'm right about the 10-month mark. So after 10 months of play, we're going to go to my Great Hall. This is a weakness here for me. I just recently seen a video from a couple big content creators, and at around 10 months, a lot of people, the serious players, have already got all gold here, and they've got everything else blue. So I'm lacking here. And there's two reasons for that. One being just, life and not taking it as seriously and doing my farm, and also my arena team. So that's kind of where we at on the Great Hall. So I'm MageSight, like I said. I'm new at content creation, so be patient, please, and bear with me as I learn how to make a better quality stuff. But as far as the account goes, we've seen 10 months, and that's what my Great Hall looks like. And we're just going to go through, and I'm going to kind of show you my teams, where I'm at in the game, and give you guys a roadmap of what kind of content we're going to be looking at creating to see if there's something y'all be interested in. So the first thing we're going to do here is I'll show you my arena team. We'll do a quick arena battle. We'll do an easy one. This is the arena team I'm currently using. I'm using Hegemon to kind of lock out the opposite team. This for a little extra heal and block debuffs. Ronda Nukin, of course, with Arbiter as my speed lead. This team is okay, and I've been able to farm, stay in gold 5 pretty consistently. The issue is I'm having to hit one-man defenses only, which is a fine strategy, and a lot of people do that early on. But where I'm at now, like, let's look at this team. I don't know if I can even beat this team. Duchess is pretty powerful. Where I'm at now, though, I need a better team to where I can beat more of the opponent's teams to get a good farm going. That way we can push that arena. So we'll do this fight real quick. We'll see if it can get some damage. Duchess is pretty hard. There's solo Duchess teams that just, you can't, my team can't do enough damage to get around her, just constant healing. But as you can see, the team needs some work. And that is one thing that I plan on do here pretty quick, is set up a better arena team and do some content on that. Give people that are around the same spot as I am, that late mid-game, been playing about a year, but maybe haven't been playing super serious. Because a lot of the serious players, like a lot of the other content creators, my account's way below where they were or are at the same time. But the average player is going to be here or lower, depending on how serious they take the game. So that's kind of where I want to take this content, is show what do you do in the mid and mid-late game. If it's your first account, maybe you haven't been playing it super seriously, what options do you have? Especially if you're, a free-to-play or a low spender. And I'm a low spender. So reset just happened earlier today, as you can see now. We hit this real quick. I'm in gold 5, and that's usually what happens. Right after reset, hit a couple one-man defenses and get gold 5. But there's a lot of teams that I can't even touch, that if I just worked a little bit on my team, we could. So that's going to be something we do in the future. Tag team arenas, looking, let's just go here. This is my tag team arena team. It's basically my main arena team, and then a couple other teams with speed leads. That's another thing. We'll work on arena, then we're going to go, and then we're going to get that tag team arena up too right after. I have still not been able to break into silver. Well, as you can see, that's kind of what the tag team arena looks like. So we definitely need work there. I haven't even been able to get into silver yet, and that's definitely the next step is to break into silver, especially with some of the stuff that's available in silver. But it's just not easy to get there. All right. So let's look at some of the champs I've got to work with. I'm a low spender, like I said. I've been hitting a lot of the fusions. You know, we saw that I got lucky with a Hegemon pretty early. Of course, you get Arby through the challenges. Artak and Imic. These two fusion, three right here. This is a login champ. Rhonda, Newt. Those two were great login champs. So if you've been playing for 4 to 10 months to a year, anywhere around that time, these champs are really good. Pantheon was a fusion as well as Imic. They're both really powerful. These guys have been running my account. I did get lucky, and I've got a Trunda. I haven't built her out and used her yet. That's coming soon. I got a Kymar, and I'm using him. And I also pulled Shuzan, which is it's a champ that I'm really looking forward to using to boost my arena teams and maybe get some better arena speed teams. But we have some content incoming with some of these new champs. These are champs that not everybody's going to have, so I'm going to kind of do very few like that because the goal will be to try to do content that's going to fit most people in the mid game. Unless you get lucky, there's the number of people that have got her in the mid game that are low or free to play spenders are not going to have champs like this because they're so hard to get. So we're going to look at that and do some more budget mid game friendly teams with champs you are pretty easily going to be able to get. So we'll go over some of that. Now, probably one of the most important places early on is Clan Boss. And I can say this, my Clan Boss team is pretty good. This is my Clan Boss team. And the great thing about this team is it's a fusion champ and a login champ are the two mains, right? The login champ here, Newt, is a DPS. He's just a very powerful DPS. What you have to run this team is the fusion of Imic and a Man-Eater. Two Man-Eaters runs a team too. That was the team I was running before this, a two Man-Eater team. Man-Eater is not easy to get. They recently did a guaranteed Man-Eater. So if you were able to catch it then, or if you were able to get lucky and get a Man-Eater early, and you were playing during the Imic fusion, got Imic, you can do this team. It's the Heartseeker team. It's a great team, and it almost guarantees a 2-key Ultra Nightmare because you have 3 DPSs you can work with. You need to be hitting Nightmare as early as possible because you get shards from it. Right now on Clan Boss, I'm doing 2-key Ultra Nightmare. At my spot, I should probably be trying for a 1-key. I personally am okay with a 2-key, especially with this team because it's full auto. I can just hit it and it goes. And then I can go into Nightmare, use 2 keys in Ultra Nightmare, use a 3rd key in Nightmare. It takes a little bit of setup in Nightmare, so you just don't start it on auto. It takes a 1-turn setup. Super easy. It has made my life so much easier with this kind of team because it doesn't take 20 minutes runs of setup. It doesn't take 5 minutes of setup for each run 3 times a day. And I only have to use 3 keys. Sometimes you can get your 4 keys a day, but usually you gotta sleep and you're only gonna get 3 of your keys. So 3 keys gets me the best 2 chests in both of these. I'm happy with it. So we're doing pretty good there. Hydra, on the other hand, not too great. I don't have a dedicated Hydra team yet. That's something we're gonna be working on. And I can get usually the best chest in normal. If not, I can get the second one. I will have Mithrala next week at reset. So if you look here, this is the team I used, and I got the 8.4 million damage. But if I can get a dedicated Hydra team together, I can start hitting hard and brutal and Nightmare. I'm behind here. I should already be hitting hard or brutal at this stage, but I haven't done it yet. So we will get that going. All right, so now that we've looked at that, we're just going to do a quicker run through the dungeon teams. I use a basic team for most of my arcane keeps. I haven't really specified teams for these dungeons yet. You can see Speed Lead, Pythion here for revives, and he's early carry. I got him I think it was 3 or 4 months in when his fusion was up, and ever since I got him, he's been carrying my account. Ronda per damage, per extra speed boost, per reflect damage and damage. So I could build a better team with who I have right now for these. I just haven't yet. And it's pretty much the same for all my dungeon keeps. Minotaur, I do a 2-man grind with Ronda and Pythion, and then I put whoever I'm going to get my scrolls in the third spot. A lot of people have a 1-man grind here. It's probably slightly faster with a 1-man grind, and then you can build the champion specifically for 1-man grinding it. A lot of people will use, I think there's a rare champion or an uncommon champion a lot of people use for that. So that's something that I might up in the future as well. But for now, I can run Minnow and get my scrolls. It's pretty good. Dungeon teams. I have done some work to dungeon teams. Obviously, at this point, once you get a lot of 6Es, as you saw I have, and you start getting more champs, instead of building general teams, you start building specific teams for every dungeon to up your speed. We will look at my Ice Golem team right now. We have the Ice Golem tournament going right now, of course. I use this for my Ice Golem team. Stagnite here because he will do decreased attack and the defense, making it easier. I have unlocked hard, but I haven't started hitting hard very much. It's newer content. Now Dragon, I have unlocked hard and I can farm stage 2 if I want to try to get some mythical gear. Here's my team. Frozen Banshee's in there. I used her for clan boss early on in like the 2nd and 3rd month of my account. She's here for the poisons. It just makes it so much quicker. It was the quickest team I had when I built these. I might be able to get a little bit quicker. But 3:39, it usually takes actually about 5 minutes. Not super fast farm. I use the same team in 20 though, and I can usually get it in about 2 minutes. We go down to the spider team. This team I'm really proud of, and I'm going to do a video showcasing this team and then a budget version of this team soon, because this team contains 2 Artax. I pulled the second Artax, didn't know what to do with it. A clanmate of mine said, hey, 2 Artax in Spider would be really strong. So currently I run this team. It's pretty quick. We'll go a little further into it later. But I'll say the most important part of this team is the 1 Artax login champ, Newt, which was a login champ. The rest of these guys can pretty much be replaced, and it still do about the same thing. So we'll go over that in a future video. I'll show the team off a little bit, and I'll show you a way to replicate the team without having 2 Artax or having a Kymar, and still being able to do it. As you can see here, 19 seconds is my best time with 12 turns. So that's my best speed farm team right now, is that. And it's pretty good. And Fire Knight. I've also unlocked Hardened Fire Knight, but I haven't gone very far into it. My dungeon teams need work. This is my Fire Knight team, basically. You know, you have the Allure doing the classic Allure thing. You break his shield, don't let him take a turn. Basic. Could build a better team, probably. But this team I'm using now, it's not bad. It's not the fastest speed farm. But 2.5 minutes, you know, on Fire Knight 20. Now, Newt is very powerful in Fire Knight, and hard Fire Knight especially. So I'm going to be working on upgrading that team. Now, as far as Sand Devil and Phantom Shogun and the Iron Twins, I'll show you what I'm using. I just am doing general teams for them. This is where I'm going to put a little personal opinion. Iron Twins and Sand Devils and Phantom Shogun is in-game content. This is new stuff. The Iron Twins is one of those places where, from everything I've seen, if you want to do a lot of it, you have to have a very specific team, and it's just, Iron Twins, it's just really not worth it. A lot of people only farm it on Sundays due to double on Sundays. Sand Devil is another spot to where you really have to have specific teams. I'm working on a team to where I can get further in it. As if most people know, there's a Godseeker duo team that works really good. I've got a Godseeker. I'm working on that. At my stage, should be worried about it, but I'm really not worried about Ulls. I'm worried about just getting better equipment. I'm worried about working on dungeon teams. I'm not worried about the Ascension stuff really yet. Same thing with Phantom Shogun. That's the newest one. I can beat up to stage 10 with just a general team, which isn't bad. So, I grab what I need to grab for Advanced Quest. I haven't delved deep into them yet. But we will, and that'll be future stuff. So there's a big, just kind of short overview of the teams I'm using. Most of them are not going to be the best teams that I can use. So obviously, Doom Tower, I will show off a couple of Doom Tower. I'll just show off the teams I use. I haven't missed a day yet since it started. In Doom Tower, if you start and you hit your 10 gold keys a day, every day, and you're starting at normal, you should be able to get through normal and then be able to do some of hard. But from my understanding, you're not going to be able to get through all of hard unless you start with hard. So I'm still at a spot to where on every rotation I hit normal until I beat it, and I do a little bit of hard. The team I use is usually something like this, Arbiters in the front. Sometimes I'll switch Arbiter out because her speed lead doesn't work in Doom Tower. Sometimes I'll switch her out with Ursula, because Ursula's just good in Doom Tower. Sometimes I won't. But the basic team is, for me right now, I use my general team. I use Newt for some damage. Depending on the wave, sometimes I'll switch them up a bit. I'll use Rhonda, Pythion for the revive. I'm still at the point in my account to where I'm using a lot of revive. I'm depending on Pythion a lot for his revives. And that's something I need to get away from as we get into heavier content. So we will be working on that. I do have a seer that I got because they did a guaranteed seer. So my plan on that, of course, is to build a seer team. And seer is super good in Doom Tower. It's going to really help me when I get to hard. But, you got your day-to-day stuff and you get busy, so you kind of just power through with what you have. But we are going to build that seer team, and I'm going to probably do a video over that team once I get it built. We can kind of see how that works. I do not do much live arena right now, mostly because my arena team is not super good. So we're going to work on that in the future too. Alright guys, so I just wanted to give you all a quick overview of where my account was so you can see kind of where I'm at. My plan for content here is to do content for the progression that I'm at. We'll do a little bit of champ showcases of some of these really rare champs that I pulled, but mostly it's going to be about what do you do in the mid game. What do you do if you've been playing a year, a little over a year, and you're free to play or a low spender and you're not going to pull a bunch of shards. What kind of comps can you make? What should you be focusing on in different areas? There's a lot of videos out there about different champs and about different comps, but one thing I have noticed is a lot of showcases on these really big champs and the teams. And sometimes these content creators, I've seen them, they'll purposely be like, hey, not everybody's got these champs, I'll vote back. So I know it's a common thing that people are asking them. I need to know how to do this without having a Kymar, or having a Kymar and a Siphi and a Rodis. And so people want to see other champions. So we're going to focus on some of that and try to see if we can give any ideas to people and showcase some teams that aren't your big teams with all these really good Legos. So even though I do have a couple and we will show them off, we will be focusing on other stuff. And that's the plan. Just kind of show what a mid-game account looks like, especially if you're not super serious and you haven't got everything and you haven't been as efficient as you're supposed to be. Where do you go from there? You can still, with a little bit of moving around and using champions that you don't see often, get a lot of work done. So that's going to be the goal of the channel for now. So thanks for watching. If anybody has any questions or recommendations, please put them in the comments below. If you are interested in seeing some of this mid-game progression, please like the video. It helps out a lot. And I'll see you guys next time.